Okay, so for my first treat pack since my little mental hiatus, I want to make like the ultimate summer treat. And in my mind, the ultimate summer treat has something to do with campfires. And what do you think of in summer treats when you think of campfires? I think of s'mores. So I want to think of like the ultimate s'more. And I think of brownies. So I'm thinking of graham crackers, brownie, and marshmallow. Now, I don't just want to like go and buy graham crackers and marshmallows. I'm going to make my own graham crackers and brownies and homemade marshmallows, and then I'm going to toast it all. So I'm going to make the graham cracker, and I'm going to make my kind of like cosmic-esque brownie, but fudgier, thicker, gooier, ooier, deliciouser, more delicious, fudgier, more amazing, and then my homemade marshmallow on top. It's going to be decadent. It's going to be amazing. You're going to need a lot of napkins. Let's hop to it.
All right, bakers, part one of our delicious s'mores brownies is the graham cracker bottom. So in this bowl, I have 2 sticks or 8 ounces or 1 cup of super room temperature butter, meaning it's super pliable, absolutely smushable, smushy, gooey, ooey, booey. And let me just tell you, saying hey bakers again is absolutely amazing. I missed it. It's good to be back. Then we have 1.5 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. And yes, using both flours makes a difference. That flavor profile of both flours is going to be everything. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And yes, I use both light and dark because the only difference in the two is the amount of molasses that's used in dark brown sugar. And then we're going to have 2 tablespoons of honey. I was almost out, so I'm draining my honey right now. And then we're going to mix it all up. And then we have to pop this in our freezer for 30 minutes. Let me get this mixed, and I'll show you what it looks like. Once your dough is all mixed, it is going to be slightly crumbly. That is perfectly fine. You want that. All right, you're going to get out some plastic wrap, and you're going to get your dough onto your plastic wrap. Pop this in my freezer for 25 to 30 minutes until it's nice and firm, and then it'll be nice and easy to roll out. And then we're going to have a graham cracker crust for our brownies. All right, step 2, the fudgy brownies. All right, so in our bowl, we have 5 tablespoons. I'm doubling the recipe because I'm making these for the firefighters. And you know how the firefighters love the brownies, love the sweets, love the treats. And yes, I know I don't have my glasses on. I have a bit of a headache and they're weighing on my nose too much. All right, 5 tablespoons of melted butter. And I decided to make these a little spicy, meaning get a little bit of heat into here. Okay, so we have 5 tablespoons of butter. We have 1 tablespoon of honey. And here's where I'm making it spicy. I'm using Mike's hot honey. You want a hot honey? Mike's. Mike's is the only hot honey I use. This is the best hot honey. It's got that sweet heat that'll just sneak up on you and kiss you in the ass. And it's just... Mike's, it's the best. I've tried them all. It's the best. All right, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla. You need 1 egg plus 1 yolk, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. And yes, everything goes in one bowl and mixed at one time. And the best way to mix this recipe, Azul's ready. Oh, if you haven't heard, I got a new oven because during my time off, my crazy happened and my oven blew up. If you don't believe me, oh, it was all sorts of crazy. Blew up. All right, you need 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. You can use any kind of flour you want, just not almond flour. And then 1/4 cup of cocoa butter. Best way to mix this, with a fork. A whisk? Not so easy. A fork is your friend. All right, get this nice and mixed up. Spread this into a thin pan, a cookie sheet, nice and thin. Grease it up, 350 degrees, 15 to 18 minutes, or until the middle is not jiggly. We are not gonna, don't listen to that part. We're baking these on top of our oh my God, graham crackers. So you want them separate, bake them off that way. We're baking on ours on top of our graham crackers because we're making s'mores brownies. So if you want these on their own, bake them that way. 350, 15 to 18 minutes, we're baking ours on our graham crackers. Brownies by themselves, go for it. Graham crackers. Let's wait. So like I've taught you to line a loaf pan, we are gonna line a deep cookie sheet. Just like I've taught you to line a loaf pan. With bending the edges, we are gonna line this because we're gonna do the graham cracker, the brownie, and then we're gonna make our marshmallow. And once this is cooked off, we're gonna layer the marshmallow. And it's gonna be all sorts of over the top decadence and deliciousness. Line this, we're gonna get our graham cracker out, fill this, we're gonna get our brownie in, bake it off. Amazing. Take your graham cracker out of the freezer and roll it evenly into the bottom of your cookie sheet. This into here. Once you have your graham cracker all nice and spread out, pop this in the 350-degree oven for 5 minutes only. We just want to get a little bit of a bake on it so it doesn't float to the top of our brownie. Once your 5 minutes of baking your graham cracker crust has ended, you're going to pour your brownie batter evenly over the top of your crust. Pop this back in a 350-degree oven and bake it for 15 to 18 minutes or until the center of your brownie is not jiggly. Then you're just going to set this on top of your stovetop and let the radiant temperature finish baking off. While these are baking, let's make our marshmallow. All right, for the marshmallow, super easy recipe. It's in my book. Don't get me started, different conversation. All right. In your stand mixer, you need half a cup of cold water, and then you need 3 envelopes of Knox gelatin. And then in a saucepan, you need 1.5 cups of sugar, half a cup of cold water, and 1 cup of corn syrup. And you're gonna bring it up to 240 degrees. Once it's at 240 degrees, you're going to slowly pour it into your stand mixer and you're going to whip it for 10 minutes until it forms marshmallow. That's what you do. Now, you can flavor these. If you want to flavor them, flavor it with a Kool-Aid packet. No shnikes. That's all you do. Or you can flavor it with whatever flavor you want. You can flavor it with flavored oils, liquid flavoring, whatever you want. Kool-Aid is easy to flavor it with. I'm just using vanilla bean because this is going on s'mores. But that's easy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pour it right on top of our brownies. Which I just pulled out of the oven while they're still in liquid form. But all you do is once you get it to the right consistency that you want, you pour it into a greased pan, top it with cornstarch or powdered sugar. I do a 50-50 cornstarch powdered sugar mix, and you let them rest, and you get marshmallow. Everybody always asks me, you make your own marshmallow? Super easy. Go check out one of my videos. I've made a ton of them. All right, marshmallows. You can hear it boiling in the background. When your marshmallows are all done, this is the awesomeness you get. You should be able to get like the Dairy Queen like loop-de-loop when you pull it out. Oops. And the best part of making marshmallows is let this part, see you get that like loop, let this part sit. And we're gonna lick that clean when we're done. Okay, now you might be thinking, Bailey, are you gonna use all that marshmallow on these brownies? Yeah, we are. Okay, so we are literally going to just pour these bad boys. Now, if you want to use these marshmallows for something other than these brownies, you pour these into a greased pan and you're gonna cornstarch and powdered sugar them so that way they don't stick to anything. But we are making s'mores brownies, and so that's why these bad boys are coming over here. We're gonna get them all the way out to our parchment. Let this rest. And we're gonna dive right in. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I have a butane torch that I used on the top of the brownies to make them like crispy. Like I'm speechless. I campfire. First off, look at those layers. So I wanted to make the edges nice and smooth so it was crispy. And I'm gonna eat one of the edges because these are for the firemen, but even the edges, look at this. Okay, graham cracker is so gooey and delicious. Stays almost brownie-like and cake-like, and it doesn't get crispy because of all that moisture from the brownie. but it has that delicious, just spicy, grahamy, crackery, that wheat flour and regular flour and cinnamony, salty goodness of that graham cracker flavor. And then you get that fudgy brownie that is just that fudgy, great chocolate texture. And then you get that ooey gooey marshmallow goodness. Oh my god. An amazing s'mores brownie. And with that toasty goodness on top. So freaking delicious. S'mores fudgy brownies. Now, could you have just melted marshmallows on top and not made your own? Yeah. If you don't want to make your own, do that. Could you use your regular graham crackers? Yeah. Do that. Fine. You guys, I love saying this again. Try this recipe out. Let me know what you think. I'm back, baby.